Greetings, people of the internet. This is Scott with CircWorks, welcoming you once again to my diabolical domicile located far beneath the surface of the earth, where we create a plethora of robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanities. And one of the things we've been creating lately are Miscrits. And if you're tuning in now, you were probably expecting to see me go to the next stage, the coloring stage of the Miscrit we were working on. And unfortunately, that's not really a possibility right now, because here in the Art Lab we kind of had a major catastrophe and our computers are down, and right now our robotic hench minions are working on that problem, trying to get it all squared away. But in the meantime, we're kind of down to bare bones, so we can't really do all the stuff that we wanted to do, and some of the files and everything like that that we were using to create those Miscrits are compromised, and we're trying to see if we can get those back. So in the meantime, I didn't want to just leave everyone hanging. I wanted to come on screen and talk to you guys and just let you know what was going on, but also share with you some concept artwork from the game Miscrits. So what I'm going to talk about today is Apollo Nox, and if you're not familiar with Apollo Nox, then you're probably not familiar with Miscrits. So I'll fill you in a little bit, and if you are familiar with Miscrits and you're tuning in, then you know all about Apollo Nox. He is kind of the main bad guy, the big boss. Now, at least he was when I was working on the game. I haven't officially worked on the game in years, so as games progress, you know, when people reach a certain level, they have to issue new villains and new bad guys and new things to defeat. So I'm not exactly sure if there's like a bigger bad guy now. That's possible. But in the beginning, when the story was being established and everything, this is the main bad guy. This is the guy behind, you know, everything, pretty much everything you're facing and who you have to defeat. So Apollo Nox, the concept was brought to me, and I'm the artist that designed him. Now the version of the game was done by a magnificent artist named Chris Mendoza, and so the version you see in the game is his rendition, but pretty much all the concept work and everything I designed. So I want to show you some of that, because some of this stuff has never been seen before. So I thought I'd show you some of the preliminary sketches and some things like that, and talk a little bit about that as best as I can from memory, because it's been a little while. But I know when the project manager first came to me and was talking about how, you know, what we wanted to do for this villain, there wasn't a lot of specifics. There were certain things. One of the things was he was definitely supposed to be dark and mysterious. He was supposed to be handsome, just so, you know, he could kind of manipulate you and control you and things like that. And originally he was supposed to be kind of wafy, like real skinny and dark and everything. And I think one of the things was thrown out was the what's that magician's name, the mind freak, Chris Angel. He was kind of thrown out as sort of a model, so something along that. You know, he's kind of this long hair, real, you know, skinny long hair, like kind of real thin hair and everything like that. So these are just some visuals and everything that I was given. So I'm going to show you the first concept drawing based on that. This is one that I came up with. You can see here he's it's a little Asian inspired. He's got kind of the, you know, the bun on the top of the head, like, you know, sort of samurai-ish and everything. Some metal, you know, metal armor, spiky metal armor, and he kind of would sort of, you know, evaporate or whatever, or just kind of show up out of thin air. I'm not exactly sure, but he controls. The idea behind him is there's 6 different elements in the game, and each Miscrit belongs to one of those particular elements, and he is trying to basically siphon all the power out of all the different Miscrits and use all those elements to his advantage to take over the world. So anyway, that's the first concept drawing. Here's another one. This one's kind of interesting. I'm not exactly sure where I was going with this one. This is more of sort of where he has control of, say, like the fire element. Because naturally, if he controls all the elements, he can use each one at his will. So I don't know if you can see that. So this one, you know, he's got some horns. They aren't actually like physical horns that belong to him. He does have sort of an elfish look on this one. He's got the pointed ears. the horns, I think, are part of like a headpiece or something. You can see he's got this giant claw that he would use to, you know, almost like maybe sort of like the Infinity Gauntlet, if you're familiar with Marvel Comics and Thanos and everything. But he might have this glove that he can, you know, capture all the different elements and use them again. And then there's something here. There's a jewel there. I don't remember exactly if that had any bearing on, you know, his powers or anything like that. But yeah, just another early concept. Now we're getting into close to what he actually looks like. Now, this was the idea. This is an idea, and I thought it was kind of a cool idea. And for a while, we were going to go with this. But so as you can see, this is close to what he looks like. Now you see these tattoos. You see how they light up blue. I had the idea that with each one of his different elements, when he switches, because let me show you this real quick. You can see these are the icons for the different elements. We have fire, water, nature, wind, earth, and lightning. So you can see they're each different colors. So if he's like right here, you've kind of got the dark or the lighter blue, which would be more like he's kind of controlling the water element there. And so the idea was that his tattoos would kind of glow as he used each different element. Now, in the final game, we didn't end up going with that concept because I was thinking that he would, you know, you would have to defeat him with like 6 different levels, 6 different elements. First, he'd have, you know, fire or whatever, or water, and then each one you'd have to defeat him. But now he sort of evolves into, I think there's 3 different evolutions. As you defeat one, then he becomes more like a monster and almost like a Miscrit himself. Like he's taken all the powers of the Miscrit and he's becoming this ultimate Miscrit with all these things. So it's really cool, and I don't have any drawings of that, but it's in the game, and I'm sure if you've seen that or you can look it up online. Chris's art is just awesome, so definitely check that out. So anyway, yeah, so that was that, and so this is pretty much my final concept drawing for Apollo Nox, and let's see. So that's pretty close to what he looks like. Again, he's kind of got the sort of way, you know, we did as we went on, we did decide to make him a little bit more muscular and not so wafy looking. But he's kind of got the stringy long hair and everything's kind of blowing around. He still has the tattoos, and they don't really light up like they do, but they're just, you know, sort of symbols and everything. And this particular symbol, this sort of eye type symbol, you can see that on a lot of his minions and things like that. His what were they called? The geez, I can't remember. But he's got like I think it's like, is it like 6 different like bosses you have to defeat before you can get to him? Magicites, I think they were called. I think that's what they were called. But anyway, they all have that symbol and everything. That's kind of the symbol of the house of Apollo Nox, I guess you could say. But anyway, so that's kind of the final concept drawing, and then this was the original drawing that was going to go in the game, and I had different versions with all the different tattoos glowing up different ways. This is sort of just the basic, what they would look like if they're not lighting up. But this was going to be the game art, but yeah, we ended up going, like I said, a different direction. So he's got a different pose. Pose in the game is probably a little bit cooler than this, but yeah, so that was going to be the game art right there, and that's pretty much the final piece that I did before I handed it over. And at that time, I went on to work on a different game and everything, and Chris kind of took over on that. And so yeah, check out the artwork. But anyway, so there you go. There's sort of a brief history and evolution of Apollo Nox. Thanks for tuning in. I'm hoping next week we'll be back to normal. We'll be back to creating our Miscrit, doing the coloring and everything. I can't say for sure, but that's the goal. And if not, maybe I'll come back and I'll show some more concept art just to let you guys know that we're still here in the lab. We're still working away, and hopefully we'll be back in full swing very soon. Until then, if you like these videos, please hit the like button. Please, you know, let people know about this. Please do subscribe so you can know when new episodes are coming out. Leave a comment. I try to get back to everyone if possible. And yeah, thanks for watching, and that is all.